Alright, so since we are now officially in the year 2023, I thought it'd be a fun idea to do a top 10 list going over some of my favorite characters of the year, my 10 favorite characters released in the year 2022. And the great thing about these lists is that obviously it's subjective. There's no right or wrong in these situations. It's just simply who did I enjoy playing the most in the year 2022. So you lads can join in too in the comments below. Let me know what your 10 favorite characters were released in the year 2022. Let's see if we have any similarities. But with that said, let's jump into it, starting off the list with number 10. So this one might surprise you. In fact, it kind of surprised me. But do remember, I am a massive fan of Aaroniero, and while I wasn't the biggest fan of this particular design, I was fortunate enough to actually pull her from the ticket upon release, so I didn't even have to spend any orbs for her. And while on paper she didn't look the greatest, I've actually had a lot of fun time playing with her, especially when it comes to farming link stop potions and also droplets in epic raids. I think the reason why I like this character more is mainly because the power attribute is kind of lackluster when it comes to link stop characters in epic raids, and the fact that I was able to use her, heal my teammates, boost my teammates, and at the same time get some potions and droplets too, I thought was a very nice bonus. I just like farming epic raid content with this particular Aaroniero. And because she does have the booster boost SA2, I was able to support my team, even though I myself might not be doing the most damage, and at the same time it allowed me to take it into guild quests, was able to help characters like Yamamoto nuke even harder. So a surprise entry to the list, but again, what can I say? I like myself a Aaroniero. Number 9 is going to Roka. Now, she would have been much higher on the list if she was better. Now, I am someone who has been going on record saying, like, people are hating on this character a tad bit too much. She's not as bad as people are making her out to be. I feel like she could have been better if she was given a better strong attack kit, but I think the way she plays is perfectly fine. She's a support character that does a lot of great things for your team, and at the same time can also do some respective damage and also crowd control. But as someone that has also read the Spirits Arthur with You novel, I was eagerly anticipating this character's release. And one of the things I liked about Roka in the novel was the fact that she can use past characters' abilities. And in the novel, it does go into detail of the attacks that she does do, and they are implemented almost perfectly in this particular character's kit. At the same time, she was also pretty fun in Arena. I do like myself some Arena. And then her soul bomb is her using Mugetsu. It's not as detailed or graphic as it was in the actual novel, but I still think it's a beautiful soul bomb, her using the power of Mugetsu and then giving one last smile at the end. Which again, if you read the novel, you just understand how cool of a moment that actually is. Number 8 is going to Swimsuit Isane. We have been pushing for this particular character to get a seasonal character for a very, very long time. Isane is a character that in my opinion has been kind of underrepresented, only having 2 characters in the game prior to this particular release. And this Swimsuit Isane was everything that I wanted. She has a cute design, also looking quite hot too, if I must say. But overall, she's just a very solid character. I really do like the way they designed her for epic raid content, giving you the link stop potions, the droplets, the fact that she buffs your entire team's strong attack damage by 20%, having a very good SA3 to do a lot of damage in content like epic raids. Like, she was just designed perfectly for that particular game mode. Great support, great damage dealer too. And I also kind of like how she's very similar to Spirits Arthur with Yuretsu. She's one of my more favorite characters in the entire game, and I kind of like that Isane, the lieutenant to Retsu, took a lot of similarities in terms of the strong attack free, being a charged strong attack team heal with the extra built-in recharge. So Isane taking the 8th place spot, just very fun, solid character, and looks great in his swimsuit. Number 7 is going to 1000 Year Blood War Yamamoto. For the first time, he's not number 1 in a certain top 10 list. Now, in this case, it's great to get more 1000 Year Blood War characters. We've been waiting a very long time for the Aaroniero to return. Their return was really, really hype, and this character basically broke the entire Guild Quest game mode in and of itself. With a massive, hard-hitting soul bomb, great survivability, and overall just a very powerful kit. He is great, and he's everything I wanted a Bankai Yamamoto to be. You know, the speed and technique ones were great at the time of their release, but they kind of fell off quick. But this one is the true power of a head captain Yamamoto, especially one that is activating his Bankai. And even though this is our third 1000 Year Blood War Yamamoto from the same exact fight against Yuha, they still made him feel fresh, and attacks that were previously soul bombs in the speed and technique version were now strong attacks in this particular character. More particular, the Vortex SA2 of the dead Quincy zombies, the dead Quincy skeletons coming up and becoming the Vortex is such a cool idea. I absolutely love it. And personally, this is just a small gripe, but the fact that he's based off the manga and not the anime gives him somewhat negative points to me. If he had the anime art style and some of the attacks that he did were more so based on how the anime looked, that would have been significantly more hype. But maybe sometime in 2023 or even 2024.
もう安寧のうちに生きる必要はない。私はただ復讐のためだけにこの力を使う。
Number 6 is going to the Beyond Bankai / Beyond Resurrection version of Kaname. He's got such a cool design. And honestly, I never would have thought that I'd be making a top 10 list of my favorite characters released in a particular year, and Kaname, of all characters, made it into the top 10. That just goes to show how cool of a character he actually is. Now, he isn't anything super amazing. He's a great character though, don't get me wrong. But with a fun strong attack kit, some really cool visuals. I like the route mainly they took with this particular Beyond Bankai design. I and potentially many others share the same opinion that if this was his actual resurrection form, I wouldn't even mind it. That just goes to show how good of a design this actually is. But bonus points goes to this character mainly for the events that surrounded this character's release. The Toshira Epic Raid, where he is a bonus, giving you droplets and also links or potions, while at the same time getting extra medals and damage. And then we also had the end of year Bankai quest, where not only was he a bonus giving you the extra chance to get an extra stage, he was also guaranteeing you links or potions and also super links or potions. So I spent around 3,000 tickets over the course of 2 weeks in that event and walked away with so many items, especially in the mind attribute, where I don't even need to use them anymore or farm any mind potions because I'm absolutely stacked, and it's all thanks to this character and what events surrounded this character's particular release.
クイーンシーは弓矢以外は使わないって。
Breaking into the top 5, we have 7th Anniversary Uryu. Remember, when this character was first potentially teased, I wasn't too fond of an Anniversary Uryu, but Caleb changed my mind. I'm not the biggest Uryu fan, I will admit. I do like him, but he's not one of my favorites. But this character is such a treat to play with. In my opinion, he's basically up there as some of the smoothest gameplay in BBS. An amazing strong attack 1, 2, and 3. Frenzy +2 with the gauge effect, a new mechanic at the time upon his release. He was the first character to have it. Some really cool visuals, especially that soul bomb. And the fact that he has an increased chance to inflict weakening and drain on any enemy is such an amazing thing. If I'm ever trying to carry people or just play with a speed character, usually, Uryu is my go-to character. He's such a fun character to play around with, and if you have him, I think you would also agree. They did this Uryu amazing, and even though again I was against it upon the initial teaser, I'm happy the way things did turn out.
覚悟はできたか。染め上げろ。両乱氷蓮華。
Number 4 is going to Beyond Bankai Toshiro, and in this case, he's basically the exact same character as Uryu with only a few minor differences. They have the exact same strong attack kit, and again, I love that kit on these two characters, but in this case, I just simply like Toshiro more. I do think he has a really cool design, one of my more favorite Beyond Bankai designs in the game, might be my number 1. We're gonna have to see how Gin and Mayuri is gonna look in 2023, but with the amount of damage that this character can do, and the fact that he's basically my best technique character, I just love playing with him. His colors are great. I love how the red looks on this character. And the fact that he's powerful too, again, one of the best technique characters in the game, just adds to it. A super broken character with a super cool design, with a super cool character. How can you not like this Toshiro?
行くぞ。せっかくの機会じゃ。存分に楽しめ。
And making it into the top 3, we have Beyond Bankai Yoruichi. Yoruichi started the list with her Christmas version, and as already stated, I am a Yoruichi fan. I've recently just got her Max Transcended, and I just love playing with her. The fact that she's a Yoruichi means she comes with extra flash steps, so giving her long shred allows her just to speed around the entire map. With a good set of strong attacks and some really high damage output, she's simply a broken character, especially upon release, and the fact that it's a Yoruichi makes it all the better. Her design was definitely a controversial one. I definitely would have preferred if they did something with her Shunko design, but I do understand and I do kind of now appreciate what they went with this Beyond Bankai design. She is simply put a battle princess, and this design basically encapsulates that. If she was more recent, she might have been a tad bit higher, but she has been out for like over a year now. But even then, still again, one of my more favorite characters in the entire game, let alone 2023.
安心しろ。助けに来たぜ。
Number 2 is going to 1000 Year Blood War Ichigo. This character is basically the best character in the game, so he does have that going over like everyone in this list. But disregarding how powerful he actually is, he's such a cool character. This design of Ichigo is cool in of itself. But then you throw into the fact that he's a 1000 Year Blood War character with the updated yellow Getuka Tenshos, new character model, new artwork referencing the 1000 Year Blood War anime. It's such a cool character. And again, now regarding how powerful he is, just makes it even better. He goes through basically everything. He's such a fun character to play with in IT, basically breaking that game modes. And the way they designed him too is super fun. Great set and strong attacks, amazing range on all three, super fast activation times, and then most importantly, Frenzy +2 with an additional 100% more damage when you don't inflict a status event. It's just broken. So when you throw this broken character at me that has not only one of the coolest designs in Bleach, with the anime style, it just simply has to be super high into the list. Without a doubt, the best character released in 2023, and definitely one of the most fun to play characters in the year 2023.
この機を逃す道理はない。波動の96一等加速
And number 1 is going to Kenpachi Azashiro. This might be a surprise, it might not, but simply put, he is my favorite character of the entire year. And the main reason for that is because of how true he is to the actual character. Very rarely when we get a character released in Bleach Brave Souls do they have their actual powers in canon adapted perfectly in the game Bleach Brave Souls. Just to give some examples, Bankai Shinji, Bankai Shuhei, the game doesn't represent their Bankai that well, but the same can't be said for Azashiro. He is a character that is able to fuse with his surroundings, and in doing so he can summon anything he wants to, and we see that in the game itself. His SA1 has him summon a massive helicopter that shoots from above. A really cool moment in the novel that is just so funny they made it into an actual strong attack. His SA2 and SA3 just him doing keto attacks from summoning portable Gigai, and then his Sword Bomb animated perfectly, has him perform Ito Kaso. Animation wise, I think he looks absolutely perfect. And then at the same time, this character also does have 2 killers, Hollows and also Ronkas, which is also the perfect set of killers. Again, very rarely do the character get killers of enemies they actually go against. In this case, Azashiro never saw himself as an enemy to Soripers or Soul Society, and he only wanted to exterminate Hollows and Ronkas, hence the Hollow and Ronka killer that he actually does have. But continuing on with that too, the fact that he also has a 50% chance to dodge Hollows and Ronkas, not only is that great for his survivability, it's also true to his actual Bankai. Throughout the entire Spirits Off with You novel, these Soripers found it very hard to hit him. Very rarely did you hit Azashiro. And we basically see that in-game. So when you give me a character as cool as Azashiro, with his abilities perfectly adapted into the game, some really cool visuals, and also bonus point of Urozakura being there, how can this character not be at the top of my list? He might not be the best character in the game, but it's very rare for Kelab to give us this true of a character into the game Bleach Brave Souls. So with that, that's basically my top 10 favorite characters released in the year 2023. This list, keep in mind, changes depending on when you ask me. Like, I'm sure if you ask me in 2 months' time, the list is probably going to look completely different. But I thought it was fun to talk about, so again, in the comments below, let me know what your favorite characters released in the year 2023 were. Who do you just simply enjoy playing with? I'm curious to know, and I'll see you lads next time. Take care, and peace.